Hello, welcome to another Tech Notice live stream. Now, this is not the last one, it is the first one in the series of live streams that we'll be doing in this Black Friday. But if you're watching this live, you're very welcome at the comments. Please feel free to ask any comments. But I want to start with a slightly breaking and concerning news. Now, part of my job is to actually talk to different companies. And I managed to talk to somebody yesterday from a very big company. If I mentioned it, you will know this company. But I have signed an NDA, so I can't tell you who it is and what was I doing. But what I can tell you is one of the high officials took me on the side and said, just let you know, this Black Friday is going to be the Black Friday where you can have some deals. For the next 2 years, you're not going to see these prices again. You can believe me or not. Now, I'm telling you the same stuff that he told me, so I'm just kind of spreading the message. He said that if you need any laptops, any tech that you plan to buy within the next 2 years, you need to do it during this Black Friday, because the prices will absolutely skyrocket, or the prices are going to go higher and higher and higher. You might be saying, what's going on? Why is that? The reason for that is the kind of AI boom and RAM chip shortage. And because of that, a lot of the RAM, because RAM is not just on actual, DDR memory. It's in GPUs, it's on laptops, it's on consoles, it's in a lot of the things. SSDs, it uses ICs as well that SK Hynix and Samsung and all of these guys produce. So here's the thing, the prices are only going to go up. Now, I don't want to be the doom and gloom for you, but I just want to tell you this information so that you can consider this and think, is this accurate? Is this not accurate? But I kind of knew this already, but I didn't know that it was at that scale in terms of RAM. And I do agree with him, because the RAM prices affect every single pricing, including GPU pricing, including a lot of the other components pricing, which is just going to be pretty crazy. So just take that with a grain of salt. If you need to buy, or if you plan to buy something within the next 2 years, I'd probably seriously think about buying this now. Some of them are saying prices are ridiculously high already. Did you know that Micro Center and some of the other stores don't even put pricing on the DDR5 or RAM, because the prices are going so high and low so quickly that they're just gonna sell them at market value? When you get to the till, you'll find out what the pricing is. That's absolutely crazy. So in this video, we're going to be going through some of the GPU deals that you can find, whether you want to upgrade or just build yourself a first PC and you need a GPU. There we go. This is, again, take this with a grain of salt. We've got a little quick sponsored segment, and then we're going to keep going with all of the deals. It's brought to you by Samsung and their 9100 Pro NVMe SSDs. Available with a heatsink or not. Bear in mind, the heatsink version is also designed to work underneath a GPU on your motherboard slot. Comes in capacities of 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte and 4 terabytes, and also 8 terabytes available very, very soon. It boasts of speeds of up to 14,800 megabytes per second. And now during sales period, hopefully cheaper than ever, and available with a discount. So go check out the latest pricing in the video description below. So then, remember, everything is linked in the video description below if you want to check it out. Links are in the video description below. There we go, it actually works. So let's start with some of these things then. I wonder if this goes, oh yeah, the links are going to go there anyway. There's a lot of different GPUs that I'm going to show you. As you can see on the top, we're going to be running through them, but I've made it very, very simple. If you check in the video description below, there is a very simple way how I've labeled all the GPUs. So you just kind of, whichever GPU you're looking for, I just bundled all of those together in the description below. If you check it out, you'll know what I'm talking about. AL Snipe said that he just got a 5070 Zotac for 480 at Micro Center. Good deal. So let's jump into the deals and check what's going on. So we've got some from Newegg, and then some from Amazon. So this is the MSI Ventus RTX 5070 12 gigabytes. As you can see, on a deal. Remember, when you're buying stuff from a Newegg, just double check that you do get either rebate card, or there is sometimes a little code that you have to put in order to get the pricing in there. So just so you know. Then we've got this is Radeon RX 9070 XT 16 gigabytes, 5070 Ti 16 gigabytes Asus Prime. We've got PowerColor Radeon RX 9070 XT 16 gigabyte, $600. MSI RTX 5070 Ti 16 gigabytes. Again, this is one of the best deals. This actually went, but now it's back on. It's below MSRP. I'm telling you, this is probably the best GPU to get there. We've got Asus TUF 5080. As you can see, 5080 doesn't seem to be that much worth it. We've got 5090, one of them on deal here. That was the Supreme Liquid X. We've got another 5070 Ti. This is not that good of a deal, but it is $40 off, so you get, $799. A little bit more expensive than the Ventus I just showed you. We've got 9070 XT from ASRock, so this is kind of a white design. 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes. Again, remember that you sometimes get the rebate card. Sapphire Nitro, one of my favorite models. I've asked AMD if they would send me this one. If you remember my GPU saga, I haven't got any of the 9000 AMD GPUs, and finally they should be coming in, and I'm hoping that they will be this model, so because these just look the best, hands down. MSI Inspire, so this is the 5080. It is one of the cheapest 5080s I can find, just under $1,100. We've got 5070 Ti. Look, you can get it even cheaper, but $40 off here, which makes this actually, there's no point buying used because new is the same price. Look, $40. I don't know why they have to write down these names, but sometimes they want to do that. Then we've got ASRock Challenge RX 9060 XT. 9070, Zotac 5070 Ti, MSRP pricing, amazing card again. RX 9070 XT 16 gigabytes, that's Taichi, that's interesting, kind of a, cogs and gold and stuff like that happening in there. Then we've got the 5080 Asus Prime, as you can see, slightly more expensive than the MSI Inspire. 9060 XT Sapphire from Radeon, 9060 XT from ASRock Steel Legend, so this is the white design again, and the very same but now black design 5070 XT. That was 9070 XT. Another 9070 XT from Sapphire Plus. We've got Asus Prime RTX 5070. Oh, sometimes the actual deal pricing is gone, because I made some of these deals I found today, some of them yesterday, last night, but this is already gone. So sometimes you might not actually get it as good as there. So, act while the stock lasts. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this live stream, hit that like button. It actually does make a difference. Hello over there. MG140302. I absolutely agree with you. If you check out the intro for this video, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So we're gonna have 5070 Ti Asus TUF. Again, look, I literally had this one here half an hour ago. Now it's not on a deal anymore. So act while the stock lasts. I'm telling you, they're gonna go very, very fast. This is Asus TUF 5070 Ti. It's a little bit more expensive because it's white. If you want a white build, for some reason, it's always more expensive. We've got 9070 XT, 5060 Ti 16 gigabytes, a gigabyte, a little bit smaller version. ASRock Phantom Gaming, so this is the last generation RX 7900 XTX, but it is $799. That's pretty good pricing. Plus, if you're a gamer, you get some kind of game with it. 9060 XT, PowerColor, Gigabyte 5060. This is the 8 gigabyte version, not Ti, and just 5060, sorry. Not a bad price point there as well. And 9060 XD XFX. Look at that, just nice black card. Looks pretty cool. Interesting, that one there, I'd lost the deal again. $10 off with this B580. So this is going to be 5259, which is pretty good option there. Let me see if Challenger is cheaper. Yep, I'm going to show you that Challenger in a minute. But the R cards are probably the best value at the moment. $10 off with a 5080. So it is very expensive. This is the best Aorus Master card you can get for 5080. So it's a very good card, but to me, very expensive. Like literally you can buy two 5070 Ti's for the same price, which is mental. 9060 XT, $370. Another white 5080, again, very expensive. You do, well, this is actually cheaper than the black one, interestingly. So this is Aero 5070 Ti, $10 off, a little bit off. If you're looking for white ones, there's white ones available as well. There's RX 3060. Like, I'm a bit iffy with this one just because the 5060 is actually cheaper. I know it's got 8 gigabytes rather than 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but regardless, I think it's a better deal. We've got 5070 from MSI, Ventus, good deal here. 5070 Ti, I think we saw that one already. No, we had Aero, but there's Eagle Ice as well, lower. We've got 9070 XT, interesting kind of a blue design. No, it's from some kind of game. You like let me know in the comment section below which game this is from. 5070, 12 gigabytes, 5070 Ti. This is a nice one from MSI. 5070 MSI, Black Shadow, 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes. Zotac, 5070 Ti. Again, look at that. The deal's gone. Act while it lasts. I just had it here. 5070 white Asus Prime. That's nice. Another white 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes, Gigabyte Aero. RX 9070, 16 gigabytes, white version. 5070 Ti, Gigabyte. $10 off. So it's a little bit more expensive than some of the cards out there, but it's a higher end card. MSI Shadow 5070 Ti, 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes. B580 ASRock Challenger, I already showed you that one. Then some from Amazon. We've got 9070 XT Red Devil. We've got 5070 Prime from Asus. 5070 from MSI Gaming Trio. So this is, again, higher end, cooler card. 3050, if you're looking for that one. 5060, 8 gigabytes. 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes, MSI Ventus. MSI's card, like a lot of them are on a deal. I don't know if MSI just wants to get rid of stock or something like that, or they just, I don't know, honestly. I don't know why there's so many deals on. 5060, 8 gigabytes, 5060 Ti, 8 gigabytes. So this is one of those cards that I'm like struggling to recommend because 8 gigabytes, 5060 Ti. Then another 5060 Ti, 8 gigabytes. A380, so someone who wants a very, very small and budget GPU. This can probably cool itself, I think. I don't think this has a power connector. Yep, it's just gets the full power from the PCIe slot. And that concludes our GPUs now. Go check them out in the video description below if you haven't already. 5050 is $290. There we go. Roll Kamath is saying, what's your take on the current RAM pricing and other such price hikes for PC components? I mentioned that earlier on in this stream. Go check out the intro for this one because I explained it all, and that's the whole reason why I'm doing this live stream. I'm going to prepare for the next one because there's other components as well that you can get a deal on. So if you're looking for something like that, laptop, something like that, check out the upcoming live streams, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Again, if you haven't liked the stream yet, I appreciate that. And